Hope you enjoy everyone. Thanks for watching. This is Solomon Adams giving my latest review on Attack on Titan chapter 91. This was a very unique chapter because we got this massive time skip. And we are in God to know what else. We get to see these whole bunch of new characters. Apparently they're on the front line of the battlefield. This is looks like some kind of frontline melee training, but also as a test to see if they are worthy enough to take the power of the armored Titan. So basically, this is a test to become who's the strongest to become the next Titan shifter. I'm like, this is some serious stuff. Because it doesn't make a lot of sense. We just got the 1 year time skip when they were just at the ocean at the front. And they know that their enemies are out there. Eren, feeling so confident, feeling like he made it this far, but he couldn't feel anything because he went through so much. Like, thinking about the ocean means nothing to him now, because he's no longer that same person. And now this other time scale, and we know that the limit for being a Titan shifter is at least 13 years. So Eren has even less time than he has before. And this is just a big conflict. It looks like the Eldians are also like the Eldians and the Marley aren't the only people around. I mean, these brothers will be about fighting the Marley, and they just talked about the female Titan, the colossal Titan, and losing the female Titan. That means that these are the same people who caused the attack and the collapse of Wall Maria. That means they know about everything about their infiltration missions. Basically, those guys were basically sleeper agents, sent in to destroy people, and to make your humanity suffer beyond the walls, which is something you got to consider. And the whole goal is Paradise Island. And Paradise Island is the same goal. I mean, and that was the thing they were talking about earlier, home to Titans and all that stuff, in the earlier chapters. And that's pretty crazy when you think about it. This whole thing is about control. One of the things I gotta notice, this girl, the girl, her name is Globo, that she is like very, very fierce, like fearless even. You'd probably call her the Eren or the Mikasa of the group. How she like literally still herself out there. She literally went out there to try to challenge these people, to test them. How she had a bomb strapped to her foot, like dynamite, whatever. And she was out there in civilian clothes, like literally, like don't shoot me, don't shoot me. I'm harmless. And then all of a sudden, when they had their guards down, boom, she threw the bomb. And we get to see all kinds of things like tanks and train tracks, like mobile tanks, basically used. Hey, I mean, I know this is basically primitive times, but they're using some advanced machinery right now. If I were to compare this to any other era, I would compare this to probably, excuse me, I probably compare this to probably like World War One or World War Two era, you know, because given this kind of circumstances, like the melee that they're dealing with, like it's like they're trying to train people to like trying to be the best Titan shifter they can be. Like, who's gonna be the strongest? Like the strong live and the weak die out. Basically, they're trying to breed the perfect soldier, which is something I gotta think. But this doesn't make any sense. Who are all these characters? Are these people? Are these? And then there was that Titan, that large grip Titan. It kind of looked like the armor, but its jawline was more rigid. And it had this silver hair on it, this long silvery hair on it. We know there's at least 9 different types of Titans. We've only seen the Colossal, the Armored, the Attacker Titan, which is Eren, the Female Titan, the Beast Titan, and whatever the Titan that Yomi is. And there's also possibly the Control Titan. That means that's either 2 or 3 that's still what you call unaccounted for. Which is a very big deal. And we're seeing another Titan like this. It looks like this is going to be a big dispute over the Titan power. When you think about it, it's pretty crazy when you think about it. And this is just doesn't this doesn't make a little bit of sense though, because we're getting the perspective of these whole other soldiers, and this is 4 years later. 4 years. That means that this probably continuing after the events of what happened after they talked about the people relieving the information. to humanity about the Titan powers, where they actually come from, and that there's an enemy beyond the walls. When you think about it, it's gonna probably be met with some skepticism. But now that they have proof, there are people outside the walls. But what are all these people are fighting for? The power of Ymir, they're the first king. There's something more to this, and the fact that they're being bred and these are kids. I couldn't, if I were to sum up the age, they're probably somewhere younger than Aaron's group, like anywhere from 13, 14 years old. Yet they're still willing to die to do this, and you put something like that in the mind of these kids, that's something you got to think about, and seeing how this story progresses, it's like they're trying to show us that there's more to the story, but from the perspective of something else. But how's this going to affect Aaron and his group? Are they going to face this new kind of enemy that they have no clue at how to deal with and why? Are they going to handle the situation properly? Either way, this is an unknown variable in something that they still do not know. When you think seeing this, it does leave me a bit confused. A lot of people are probably confused, like, who are these people? Some of these guys look like they don't even look like they're too young to be soldiers. It's kind of remind me of how the 101st Cadet Corps, like Sasha and the others, were like before they got to face their first time. But then when the attack on Wall Rose was, everybody started panicking and freaking out. This is kind of like a version of that, like these are all rookies, yet they're being dragged into this situation, I mean, dragged into something real. This is not a simulation. This is real thing, And seeing how all these Marlians, the people of the Eldians, fighting about, this is surreal, They're willing to kill each other just to do this, And this just adds to the mystery and to the story. Is the Titan power worth fighting for, And what was the true history of the Titans, Now they're still trying to find out what is going to happen next, This just adds to the story. For me, I'm like, whatever, because we get to see more to the story, but we didn't get to see what happened to our main characters. By now, they're probably a little older, My guess is they're probably in their late teens to early 20s, 18 or so, depending on how you see it, If the time skip is accurate. But I want to see what happens next. What about you? I can't wait to see how, Eren, Mikasa, Armin, Levi, Hanji, and the rest handle this situation, And some of these designs, these characters, they have the same faces and they look familiar. Way familiar. Almost like we've seen their faces before. Because they're probably using some of the same designs from the earlier characters to add to this, It's pretty unique. But I gotta admit, this is a very unique chapter, and some of you may agree with me, Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks, squad. Subscribe. Thank you. Sorry I didn't talk a lot. I'll give you more details, but this was a whole new setting. Like, we're dragged into this melee war that took place 4 years later. We get to see all these people fighting, but who are they? And this is about the colossal Titan. The armor Titan, like choosing who could be the next armor Titan. Like, they're trying to steal the Titan powers away from the Marlians. That means that something big is happening. I can't wait to see what happens next, And these are just little kids. Anyway, that's all. I'm out. See you guys next time. I'll let you know what I think in my next video. I'm out. Bye.